Misty,
Yes.
this does not look like we're at the library, but we are.
We are. It's echoey and empty, but it's still the library.
That's right. So renovations continue. We're at week 3, is that right?
I believe that's correct.
I believe that's right. And so we're sitting here in the memory lab, obviously, for a reason, because when the renovations are done and the memory lab goes live, that opens the door to all kinds of wonderful things. Now, since we've mentioned the memory lab in, I think, our week 1 update, people have told me to my face how excited they are for it.
It's going to be a really great project. I'm super excited about it myself.
So remind all of us, especially those who may not know what I'm talking about, what's the memory lab?
Our memory lab is going to be an area where we're going to have all sorts of equipment for digitizing your personal memories. So we're going to have a machine that will digitize 8mm film, your VHS cassettes, your photos, cassette tapes, old floppy disks, anything like that, and we'll be able to digitize that so that you can keep it long term.
So I've had in the past, and I currently have a couple boxes of pictures, right? When my mom died, I've got a bunch of her pictures I need to digitize, that's one. And then Mama died quite a long time ago, but my cousin had her pictures and they sent them to me for some reason. So I'm going to digitize those, and then you can just share them with family. One example, but VHS, you know, that's a big one. Even the high 8 tapes, those were popular cameras for a while.
Yeah, and it's a really interesting process to get all that done. I've gone through it with a couple of people to do tests.
Yeah.
And watching the old films is really fun.
Yeah, no doubt. So that's very exciting. But then, so that's, you know, anybody can come in and reserve the time and get that work done for themselves. But that's going to open the door for some really cool projects that you've been working on and continue to work on.
Yeah, absolutely. We're calling this our community archive. So that's going to encompass several different projects. Just because we're not open here at the main building doesn't mean we're not busy little bees.
Right.
We've been working on a website. If you've ever been into our genealogy section before, we had file cabinets full of newspaper clippings and photos and letters and all of the stuff that volunteers over the years had gathered.
Right.
For the different families here in Van Alstyne, the old families that have been in Van Alstyne for a long time.
Rich history, rich.
It's wonderful, and there's file cabinets, and you just pull out, you know, you find your family's folder and pull it out, and it would have all of this information in it. And we had a volunteer who spent time digitizing every single item in those folders.
Wow.
So all of that has been scanned and is digital now, but now we've got to create a way that you can search it and access it.
Right.
So that's one of the big projects that we're working on right now is basically we're cataloging thousands of items and creating a website that you can go on and look for whatever you're wanting. And that way it's accessible not just to people here in Van Alstyne, but to people all over the world.
For the whole world, and eventually Mars.
Absolutely.
Right, and who knows after that. Keywords, you'll be able to search by keyword?
Keywords, yes, keywords.
Wow.
It actually will digitize the articles that we have in there. It does optical character recognition, so you can search the text of the articles, and then we'll also have things tagged in ways that make sense for easy searching.
So it sounds like AI. Probably.
I guess.
We're guessing. We're guessing AI is
No,
involved
we're sitting
somehow.
there and we're literally have to go through every single one of these and create the cataloging for each individual item, which is why it's going to take a very long time and a lot of work. We're busy.
All right, maybe I'll help you with some Chat GPT stuff if I can figure it out. I don't know. All right, we'll talk more about that. But I mean, so this is going to be huge. You know, so that's great, and that's not the only thing that's going on, right? There's more to it.
Yeah, we're going to have a digital history walk coming up. That I don't know if we're going to talk about that today or get into that in detail at another time, but that's going to be really interesting. And we're also going to be doing oral history collection, where community members can come in and record their histories. And we're actually hoping to items that come in through the memory lab, through the oral history, all of that, to incorporate those both into our online collection and into our digital history walk.
Okay, I want to explore that just a little bit more. So if someone comes in and they bring their aunt or their grandmother or something, and they want to do an oral history and have it recorded, they get to keep a copy, which I wish I had some of that stuff from, my grandmother who came over from Sicily, my grandfather came over from Naples, things like that. And then they can give you permission then to also incorporate it into
our history archive.
Wow.
Yeah, it's going to be really interesting. And we'll probably also have a couple of different places that you can go. We're still working on our partners around town of different places to go to record the oral history, so you won't necessarily have to come to the library. We've talked possibly about doing something at the museum or some of the other areas around town.
Okay, great. So that's in the works. Also the walk, the history walk around town. I want to get into that just a little bit. We'll do a bigger story when it gets closer, but I've heard a little bit about this. Judy's mentioned it to me before. I don't know if we've talked about it on video yet or not, but the idea is amazing. You may have seen apps like this when you go to maybe a national park or historical places where when you pull up in front of a building or something of interest, then the app can explain things to you or even can read things to you in your earbuds, right?
Yeah, it's one of the most fun projects that I'm working on right now.
Yeah.
It will be an app on your phone. We'll go to a certain point to start. It will have a map that tells you, go to this area next, walk down the street to go to this area, walk down the street to go to this area, and as you hit each area, it will automatically play in your earbuds or headphones or speaker or whatever you want to use, a narration about the area that you are standing in at that particular time.
Yeah.
And then we'll also have media that is connected to that, so there'll be photos. So if you're in front of City Hall, there'll be photos of what that building looked like in the past at different times, ads from some of the different businesses that were in these places.
Right.
There's even a couple of places where we have audio recordings and videos of areas that are part of this. So not only will you be able to either read it on your screen if you prefer to do that, or listen to it in your ear, but you'll have all of these other things that go along with it so that you can kind of get a real sense of the history of where you're standing and then move on to the next spot.
Okay, I missed rehearsal, so this may not be a great question, but we have the Opera House. They used to have vaudeville shows. You don't have any clips from that, do you?
We have a recording from a opera that was performed at the Opera House, but not a vaudeville show.
Okay,
no.
not a vaudeville. But still, there's going to be some audio from the Opera House from back in the day. All of this is super exciting, all of it.
These are all projects that are just, they're all so much fun, and they're so interesting, and they're so time consuming that we're finally, these are things that I've been trying to work on for quite a while, and with everything else, not necessarily have the time. So that's one of the nice things about the construction going on right now, is it actually gives us the time to complete some of these projects that are things that we've been wanting to do for a long time, things we've been trying to do, things we've been working on a little at a time, and now we can really concentrate on it and get it done.
So that's going to bring that timeline closer. Of course, we'll keep you posted as we get closer on when you can avail yourself to all this exciting stuff. The Memory Lab, I guess the renovations have really brought that more into focus and probably brought the deadline to something that's more concrete.
Yeah, and the Memory Lab will be open when we reopen.
Oh, wow.
So there will be some information to look for on that as far as like how to reserve your times. We'll have training sessions, so if you're looking for a particular piece of equipment, you'll call and schedule a training session with us, and we'll walk you through that piece of equipment. But yeah, we should have all of that up and running when we reopen.
Okay, very exciting. Misty, thank you for that.
Absolutely.
And keep us posted as we get closer to all of this.
I am looking forward to it, yes.
Okay, cool. And then you noticed someone stole their carpet. Do you have any leads? Oh, yeah, it's part of the renovation. Never mind. Okay. Misty, thanks a lot.
Absolutely, thank
Appreciate
you.
it. Okay.